stormwater drainage improvement program. Several projects listed. I did not come tonight to show that presentation again, but what we've done since the last meeting, we held 2 public, what we call open house meetings with presentations, invited public comment. We held 2 meetings on December 16th, one in the afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m., and one in the evening, 6 to 8 p.m. We had no attendees at either of those meetings. The mayor did stop by, and it also encouraged us that we had identified the problem areas in the city of Greensburg. In closing those public meetings, we formalized the document, the study tonight, that was introduced into resolution in December. And tonight we present, which you had obtained in your packets, final draft. With your approval, we'll simply review final draft and submit final copies to the city of Greensburg. I'd be happy to answer those questions.
We did have one gentleman come in today and fill out a drainage complaint form, but it was already in one of the identified areas.
And if I might add to that, the process and program that the city has established, the mayor, the city engineer, and the street commissioner, and the streets department, is that the city now has complaint tracking documents, priority ranking sheets that they can continue to accept public comment in some form of strategic planning going forward as they wish.
So is any part of what we passed last meeting,
You haven't passed it.
no, when I'm talking about what we did for Gas Creek, does any part of that overlap what we're doing here?
Gas Creek is some of the projects identified within the overall citywide plan.
So how does that coincide with that? I mean, is that besides the $11.7 million or what? But that's what's in your draft, 11.7.
I believe it includes some of Gas Creek.
It does. In fact, we left our estimates along that same project reach in this document just for comparison purposes. As I mentioned last time, our numbers are planning numbers, planning phase numbers. You are working on the design. Is that a design project?
We have preliminary engineering design done and an estimate done from there. Is it that their study is citywide, large projects that will be implemented over time. We've been working on the Gas Creek project since '95 was the original studies that identified the problems. When we got the stormwater planning grant through OCRA, to pay for their services, we looked at citywide, which also included the Gas Creek. It's one of the problem areas, if not the biggest problem area. As far as flood, we have standing water issues, we have channels that don't drain quickly, we've got storm sewer infrastructure that's too small, that's aging. There's a lot of work to be done. But this just identifies those and gives us a plan moving forward.
Studying
This? Yes. But with that study, we can look for other funding sources to do problem areas that are identified in your plan.
right.
Which we have done for Gas Creek. We're applying for $2 million on that, which you guys agreed to fund at $73,000 local match last month.
And also, Gary, the resolution 2010-9 accepting stormwater study, we recoup some of our money, right?
Yes. We have been paying for BLD services out of edit money. Once we adopt the resolution that Eric has back here sitting in for Lisa, we get the funds from the grant to replenish those edit funds. So we have to adopt the resolution to actually get the grant money that we had already been awarded. We just we're not able to ask for that until we adopt this plan.
So So the grant money that was awarded was for the study, and the study only. So when we approved this resolution, 2010-9, we're only saying we're okay with spending that money for the study. But are we saying anything else?
That we're accepting.
That we're accepting the study itself. The identified problem areas that we saw, that the correct input from the citizens.
What happened to Fairview? Fairview's got a problem over there with their flooding and their problems that they have on Israel Street. Was that ever looked at? That's been an issue for quite a long time.
No one has called and no one came in to the meetings to discuss it.
But was the plan outlaid before you had the public hearing, or was it?
We had the plan, we presented part of the plan last month.
Right.
Nobody came and talked about it in that meeting. You guys asked for additional input, which we sent out press releases to the radio, to the papers, advertised that we had those public meetings, held them, from 1 to 3 and from 6 to 8. If people work shifts out of the factory, we got one person to come in and talk to us.
And it was bad weather, but still, I really now said they came back to Taylor County meetings. I was here.
This gentleman came from far west side of India to drive over and
So how long has DLC been working on this bed?
We went under contract in early 2010.
once we knew we were awarded the grant. But you're not allowed to get the money until you're 95% done with your plan.
Gary, how many meetings have you had with DLC? I've said it on a few of them.
Well, I've had at least 5, 6, Mark 7 on several. We pointed them to several areas. We've had maps. They've had people down in town looking at the problem areas that were identified. Even came down when it was raining to see the issues.
My deal on this is we're already, I'm afraid we're going to bite off more than we can chew.
You don't have to implement the
I
plan.
understand that. But you're telling me by passing 2010-9, we're basically approving the study, which tells you that we're approving these problem areas for now. And what else are we approving?
You're adopting the study as the problem areas. How we choose to attack it is totally up to us.
For example, Bill, Helen and I was part of the group who accepted the comprehensive plan. Within that plan, there's probably billions of dollars to be spent. We didn't approve anything to be spent. There's no plans there to spend. It's just, I think this is what needs to be done in the future. You have to have a plan, and the priorities set. And that's what we've done with this analysis assessment.
So what is the goal after this plan is accepted? What do you foresee as the goal? What's your next objective after this plan is accepted?
The goal is to start budgeting dollars to fix some of these
And
things.
how do we intend to do that? Through a tax, sewer tax?
That's all to be discussed another time. Right now, we're just saying, as far as we know, this is the best plan to go with. As far as implementing things, yes, it's going to cost a lot of money. There's different ways you can do things. You can do storm drain districts and borrow the money to just do that district, and the people in that area pay for that money. One area will pay more than maybe another area will, because less of the work needs to be done in another area. You can do it that way. You can do it in, say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do different phases. Each phase costs X amount of dollars. Here's the priority that needs to be set. and this is how it's going to be spent, this is how it's going to affect your taxes. If